Well, hi there, I'm KK. I'm the owner here at Virtually Restaged. And today I want to answer a very common question that's often asked even by people who have done virtual staging before, and especially when you haven't yet or you haven't had a good experience. And that question is, how many photos am I supposed to do this staging technology thing in order to list? And oftentimes, I think the preconceived notion is that every single aspect of the property needs to be virtually staged. And that's actually not as common as you may think. Perhaps for some luxury properties or properties that have some really complex and intricate aspects of the design, it would be appropriate to really take the charge of staging every aspect of the rooms or of the master areas. But more times than not, it really comes down to about 4 kind of pivotal photos that can help a buyer to realize, is this the property for me? So the most common photos that we stage are, of course, the living and dining room area, something in the master suite or primary suite, so typically the bedroom and bathroom, an alternate bedroom or bathroom view, so typically that can be anything from a home office, or if you know the neighborhood is really commonly sought after by families, maybe some rooms that show kiddos or bunk beds, or something that connotes a teenager or child room. And then oftentimes, now more than ever, potential buyers want to see the outdoor space to understand just how much room they have for entertaining, for spending time outside of the interior of the property. And I would say those are the 4 photos that you could really get the most bang for your buck out of. It ends up being typically that some of those rooms need alternate views, meaning you may want the front side and also like a side angle, or you may want to show the view from like an angle to the side that really kind of shows the entire space, and then show the alternate side of that. So realistically, you're looking at somewhere between 4 to 6 photos in order to really get the most bang for your buck and also to present the property in its best light. Now, that's not to say that there aren't times that we stage 1 or 2 photos or 1 or 2 aspects of the home. And there are certainly times, especially with new construction, where we literally stage every single room and major area. And we actually recommend that for projects of that size and scope, simply because we want you to sell well before construction completes. And that's one great way to do so, is to really give the client that view into what does it look like to be here. So typically, if we render the photos first and then stage them, it just presents a very beautifully defined aspect of what is this home going to look like when it's done, that allows a potential buyer to feel confident to sign paperwork and go to contract. But generally speaking, for the average everyday listing, doesn't have to be a $10 million home, right? The average everyday listing for normal folks in America, normal real estate in America, is somewhere between 4 or 6 photos. It's generally somewhere between 4 or 6 photos, just to be able to help the entire property marketing come to life. You can do less, and of course you can do more, but our recommendation is to take the time to work with a team that's willing to consult and concierge alongside you. What that allows you to do is to decide each project every time you have a listing, what's best for you, what's best for your budget, what's best for the needs of the market, especially with your individual buyer in mind. Some sellers have an unreasonable or specific time frame that they want to sell in, and that may mean staging a few more photos on the front end so that we can get a lot more people into listing appointments on the back end. And other times you're just looking at this one aspect of the home that looks atrocious in real life, to be honest, and we just want to make it look a little more palpable, helping sellers to get people in the home so they can explain the circumstance, give them an idea of what can be done, and negotiate for a better price. There are times when that's appropriate as well. What we do know is there is no one-size-fits-all approach to staging, to property marketing, and certainly not to selling and buying homes. So that's why we particularly work with you in a very bespoke, customized, concierge-style way to ensure that your needs and subsequently your clients' needs are met every single listing, every time. Let's talk more about this soon.